guys and girls, so today I am trying something new. I wanted to do a live video and then I was trying to set it up and my laptop was falling everywhere, so I figured I sit down in front of my camera and do a non-edited chat with chocolate video. So yeah, basically I was just sat watching Morgan Raven's latest live stream. She does live streams on Facebook, just almost like YouTube videos, but just on Facebook. And I absolutely love them. I definitely recommend watching her videos if you've not seen them before. And she was doing one about her hair care products, and I was sat there, if you can't tell, I've literally just come out of the shower, just kind of doing my hair, watching her video about hair care, and thinking like, oh, I really need to make an updated hair care video. And it's quite spooky because at the same time, literally the same time, someone left a comment, someone by the name of Cinnamon Bun left a comment on my channel asking me what my hair care was. So I thought, like, this isn't a sign from the pumpkin gods, I don't know what it is. So I figured I would sit down and just make an informal video. If you can't tell, it's the middle of the night. Ooh, new things in my window, as you can see. But yeah, I'm all kind of ready for bed. I'm like in my pajamas, showered, ready to go to sleep. But I figured I would just quickly sit down and have a chat with you. So basically, I'm going to start with washing my hair because that's something I can't really show you, but it's something I've just literally done. So I have quite like long hair. I've always had long hair. But when I went to college, I used to dye my hair with semi-permanent dye. And the thing is, the more I used to wash my hair, the more the colour would fade. So I used to try and avoid washing my hair at all costs. So I used to kind of wash my hair once every 2 weeks. And then I suddenly discovered natural hair oils and how actually not washing your hair loads makes your hair nicer. So now I've kind of adopted those techniques I learnt in college. And I wash my hair every approximately 10 days. It just gives time for like the first sort of week my hair will stay sort of looking like this, and then the last kind of 3-4 days it starts to look a bit drab, and then I kind of know it's time to wash it again. But the thing with my natural oils is it does keep it looking relatively kind of shiny, which I quite like. So I wash my hair with a brand called Tresemme. I don't have it with me right here because that would involve me having to walk to my shower. But it's a brand called Tresemme. I think pretty much most people know what Tresemme is. You buy it in any kind of drugstore. You can buy it in most supermarkets. I get the red one, which is for colour vibrancy, although I'm not that picky. If they don't have the red one, I get like any of them. They all seem to do the same thing for me. So when I wash my hair, I only shampoo my roots. I don't shampoo my ends. And then I do the opposite when I condition. So I don't condition my roots. I sometimes condition my fringe, but normally only if I've just dyed my hair. But I mainly just kind of condition from around sort of here down. I also, when I wash my hair, like when I put the water in originally to get it wet, I use warm water, and then after I shampooed and got the shampoo out, I then convert over to cold water. When I say cold, like just like bearable cold, I like condition my hair, cold water it all out, and then I do whack it to really cold, which could be a bit controversial. I whack it to really cold and I stand under the cold for like 30 seconds and just make sure my whole hair has been covered with the cold water. I'm not sure if it makes any difference, but in my head it makes my hair shinier, so that's just why I do it. I don't know if there's a science behind it. Take it or leave it. But that's really all I do with my hair. I then let it dry. I use, just got like a plethora of things on my bed. It's still wet from earlier. I use hair towels. So this is one I picked up in Primark. Just got like a little diamond thing on the front. And I put my hair so all in, so that way, twist it and then put it back. And I leave it in a hair towel for probably like half an hour, basically just while I'm like drying my body and getting dressed. So I leave it in a hair towel. Primark ones are definitely the best ones I've discovered. I've tried Boots. I've even tried the Spooky Box Club one. Primark's the way to go for hair towels. I think they still sell them. I bought this one. It's gonna be easily 6 years ago, and I mean the string has stretched a bit, but it's not awful. So yeah, Primark, I think this was £1.50. It's amazing. So I just put that on my hair for a little bit, then I take it out and I let it air dry as much as I can. I do have a hairdryer which does have like a kind of room temperature setting, like it's got a cold setting, a hot setting, and like a medium, which I call room temperature setting. So I use that if I do have to dry my hair, but I usually let it drip dry and then I straighten it. So I use these straighteners. I ordered these straighteners. No, I didn't. I ordered a different pair of straighteners probably about 2 years ago now. I think I made a video on them. They're red ones by Nikki Clark. I had a pair since I was like 12. Then they broke and I ordered some more off of eBay, and they lasted for probably about 6 months. I went on holiday with Mike and they broke. So I went to Sainsbury's to buy whichever straighteners I could find because I needed some, and I ended up buying these, and then my red ones started working again, but I've never gone back because I absolutely love these straighteners. So these are called, they're Nikki Clark ones. I got them from Sainsbury's, so nowhere fancy. Just gonna check I'm in focus because I'm short-sighted, so I can't actually see. Yeah, that's good. I just figured, I literally just thought if this isn't in focus it would be so annoying. I got these from Sainsbury's. I think I got them in the sale. They were around £28, but I think usually they're about 40. This was a while ago, so I don't know if they still sell them, but I'm sure they have a similar type. So they're by Nikki Clark. They're called Super Shine. They have like an on button, and then you can choose between, I think there's 5 different settings. You can make it hotter or colder. I always put it on setting 4. I think the 5th one is the hottest one. And then there's a little key button, and if you press the key it locks it, because the only thing with these is the buttons are kind of like in your holding position, so you could potentially accidentally change it. So I always lock it. And then basically they're just hair straighteners, but the reason why they're Super Shine is because they have this compartment. You may be able to see it with water in it. It works a bit like an iron, like it sprays the water out of these holes, which kind of sounds dangerous. And at first I was like, I'm just gonna literally be frying my hair. I don't know the science behind it, but somehow it makes my hair feel so nice. I have got my old straighteners which don't have that facility, and honestly the health of my hair has improved so much since using those type of straighteners. So as I said, I don't know the science, I just know that it sprays water or mist or fog, condensation, something into my hair, and it's just plain tap water. There's nothing in that. I used to use like a heat spray before I would straighten my hair. I ran out of that heat spray about a month ago, and I haven't used any heat spray since, and I haven't really seen much difference, like a heat protection spray. But it is on my list. It's on my list of things to buy next time I go to Boots. I don't know if it works or if they work, but my hair seems fine with and without, but then I don't know if that's just because of the type of straighteners I have. So I straighten my hair. Whenever I straighten my hair, I always use, I'm sorry this has hair in it, but I always use a comb like this. So I just, I'll take like a strand of my hair and I'll comb it through a few times just to check there are no knots in it, and then, not that my straighteners are on, but then just small strands I'll go through and straighten it, which just made my hair a bit static because these are not hot. Static. So yeah, when I straighten my hair I will always use a comb. A comb also helps me with my parting, although I'm sure some of you have noticed I filmed like 3 videos and my parting was so wonky and it annoyed me so much. Anyway, This is the comb that I use when I straighten. Once I straighten my hair, I go over to a brush. This is a Denman brush. They don't usually have blue blue bristles. I used to have blue hair. When I had blue hair, it dyed the see-through bristles blue, and they've never gone back. But I quite like it. I know it's mine. But after I have straightened my hair, I would then be using this type of brush, sort of like until I have to straighten my hair again, if that makes sense. I really like these brushes because they don't like pull your hair out, and I've just found that they work best for my hair type. I should probably mention I'm naturally blonde. When I was younger, I was a really light blonde. When my roots come through, they don't look that light, so I don't know if my hair's kind of got darker with age. I just don't know, because I've been dyeing my hair for so long. What I do know is that I don't have to ever bleach my hair, so my hair has to somewhat be light enough to be order to like get to this colour, if that makes sense. So naturally I'm blonde. I have somewhat wavy hair. It was quite interesting when I was watching Morgan's video, because she was saying she has like kind of like hair that's similar to mine, where when I wash it, it kind of has a bit of a curl and like a wave to it, but it's not enough, well for me it's not enough of a curl or a wave to look curly or wavy, if that makes sense. It just looks like I had curly hair and then I kind of tried to straighten it and failed, which is why I have always straightened my hair since I was in secondary school, because I just didn't like that kind of in-between thing. Don't get me wrong, I can go without straighteners, like if I am just having a lazy week, or I'm not feeling it, or if my hair feels particularly dead, which isn't really often, but like if I just feel like it needs a break or something, then I would just leave it to be natural. The same with my skin. Well actually I never put any makeup like actually on my skin, but my eyes, like if my eyelashes hurt, which I know sounds really weird, but if I've worn like my spiderweb eyelashes say 4 days in a row, and like the glitter has like made my eyelashes and my eyelids quite like irritated, I just won't wear makeup. I'm very much like an all or nothing kind of person. I'll either be looking like this, or I'll be looking how like I usually look in a video. So I tried a few different hair dye types in my time. I used, is there one called like Directions? It's like Directions, I think I've used Manic Panic, and then for most of my college time I used Crazy Colour, which is when I used to have blue hair, which is what dyed my brush blue. Crazy Colour stuck to my hair like nothing else. When I was about 16, I was looking for a job. I got fired because I had green hair. I got really annoyed and I dyed my hair black, which in some ways was the worst decision I ever made of my life, because it took me so long to get the black out, and it like faded to a brown really quickly, I think, where it was blonde underneath. But if it hadn't been for the black, I may never have gone red, because basically as my roots grew out with the black, I was dyeing my roots like bright red. I started dyeing my roots with Crazy Colour, but the Crazy Colour had like a kind of pink undertone to the red that they used to have. I think they've got way more reds now. I then tried this, which is live just ultra brights in Pillar Box Red. I basically used that to do my roots. Once I left college and stuff, and I just like I didn't have the time to keep dyeing my hair all the time. I just wanted a colour that would just stick, because I dye my hair every 2 months. I wanted a colour that would stay this vibrant basically for the 2 months, which is quite a big ask when you want red. I tried using the Live Intense colour Real Red, which is a permanent. The other one's a semi-permanent. and this gave me the result I wanted. I wanted it to be red for forever, and this red is permanent. It does not come out or fade. So yeah, I was using this for ages. Sometimes I mix these two together. It just depends how I'm feeling, if they're on offer. If for some reason my hair's looking dull, I may mix these ones together. But this is kind of my base. I have in the last year tried to find something a bit more eco-friendly. I've used Lush's henna. I went from using that permanent dye to henna and then back to this permanent dye. Everyone told me not to, but I didn't listen, and I'm glad I didn't listen. Sold everyone who told me not to, because it didn't have a reaction with my hair at all. If anything, taking a few months out and using henna just made my hair like stronger and healthier, and it's given it this weird kind of undertone. So like it's red, but like when I've got a lamp here, like when light shines on it, it's kind of like orange, which I actually really like. It's sort of, if I can take a chunk of it, I can show you. It sort of like changes depending on where the light is. So I kind of dig having the henna underneath, I'm not gonna lie. The only problem with henna is it was a big effort, and at the time when I was doing it, it was around what, February time? I made videos. I think it was around February. It's definitely when it was still raining, and I was having to dye my hair outside in the rain, and it just took so long. And it was, I loved the result of henna. I loved the concept and the fact it was eco-friendly and cruelty-free, but it just wasn't giving me the results I wanted. I had tried some orange dyes before that, and anyway, it was a weird period of my life. I was also trying to get back to a natural colour because I wanted a teaching job. I found a school that is accepting of me and that hasn't made a single comment about the fact I have red hair. So I no longer felt like I had to tone myself down in order to have the career I wanted, which was amazing. And it's even got to the point now where on days when the children aren't in, and this is my choice, I'm not told to take them out, but the days the children aren't in, I leave my piercings in. When they are in, I take them out, but that is a personal choice. It's nothing I've been told to do, which is amazing. I never thought I would be in a place that's so accepting, but I was about to go on a rant about school, and I am sorry. But yeah, I realised I could have my red hair, and then I wanted it back. I tried again to be a bit more eco-friendly, because I know that Squaroff or whatever it's called is not the most eco-friendly brand. And I did do a lot of looking into whether or not it's cruelty-free, and it's not cruelty-free, but from what I can tell, and I'm really sorry if this is wrong or like if what I read is false information, but the reason why this is not cruelty-free is because in order to sell it in China, they test it on animals. But if like we exclude China, if that makes sense, in order for this to be sold in the UK, no animals were tested on, I think, is basically, I hope that kind of came across. So like, as much as I would prefer to use a brand that was completely cruelty-free, like worldwide, it did make me feel a bit better that like, it's not me buying this that's making this not cruelty-free, if that makes sense. But anyway, if I can find a dye that's like as good as this, that is also cruelty-free, I am forever on that search basically. And if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. But it needs to be a permanent dye basically, because it does. So yeah, I tried going back to Manic Panic, and it made my hair red. It wasn't red enough, although it made my fingers really red, and it was just impossible. I dyed my hair earlier on today, and there is no reminiscence of any dye on my hands. My hair's been wet. I know I can go to bed and like not make my pillows red, and that's just the life I want. Having semi-permanent dye, I worship anyone who can deal with it, but I am too messy and I get too hot at night, and I just can't deal with it. Although this is a semi-permanent, when I mix it with the permanent it doesn't drip, which is a really weird concept. So I dye my hair with those. Honestly, I can say that dyeing my hair makes my hair shinier, but saying that, I haven't not dyed my hair for so many years that I don't know how accurate that is. I'm just going by photos of me when I was a child. My hair was never this shiny or healthy when I didn't dye my hair, but it could just be growing up. So that's that really. So once I dye my hair, for example, I also, when I dye my hair, I wrap my whole head in cling film. I don't really know why, it's just something I've always done. So I don't know if that helps with my colour development, and I usually just leave it in for anywhere between like 4 and 8 hours, just as long as I leave my hair dye in. So I wash it out like in the method I just told you about, and let it dry, straighten it. Once it's straightened, I put like literally 2 pumps, like pump into my hand of this Garnier Olia Super Shine Oil with natural flower oils. I put 2 pumps of this, and I just literally take like all of my hair to one side. I take the ends and I just go through the ends, and that's literally it. I only started doing that when I used an Olia hair dye back when I was trying to get my hair orange, but it doesn't actually do that much to my hair. I mean, it makes my ends feel really nice, but like most of all, it makes my hair smell nice. Which I know is a really silly thing, but due to the fact like when I first dye my hair it does smell quite chemically, which I kind of hate. So I just put a couple of pumps in of this like any day of the week, and my hair just smells gorgeous, if I don't say so myself. This is meant to illuminate coloured hair, make it shine, and intense care, whatever that is. And it's like a daily use thing, but I only ever use this like straight after washing my hair. That's all I do for hair care products. I need some Toblerone because my mouth is dry. I'm sure that's a valid excuse. So since I can't edit it myself out chewing, I'm pretty boring when it comes to hair styles, let's say. This is my last case scenario. The tiny stretchy elastic bands from Primark, you get like 100 for 50p or something ridiculous. I've got so many of these. These I just literally use mainly when I dye my hair, just to put all my hair up in a ponytail. Or if for some reason one of my scrunchies isn't holding my hair right, I'll put one of these underneath. To be honest, I have not used these for about 6 months now. Oh, sometimes I used to use these as well. You know, I always put this part of my hair up. I sometimes used to use them for my little ponytails on the side. I then, about a year or so ago, discovered these things. I know it's relatively controversial whether or not people like these, but for my hair, they have changed the game. Not only are they just really easy to wear if you're not got them in your hair, but I find these hold my hair up. So like if I was using a type like this, maybe a thicker one for a ponytail, my ponytail during the day would like slowly slip down my head. But when I use one of these, my ponytail doesn't go anywhere. But also when I like take it out, none of my hair gets caught in these. And I've got a few here to show you. I've also got like see-through ones, which I don't really use very often, but I've also recently got like autumnal coloured ones from Matalan in the sale, which like kind of, I think these ones are like daily use, whereas this one's like feeling a bit jazzy. I told you I'm a bit boring at my hairstyles, but I love these things, and for me they work perfectly with my hair. I did also buy, which I have to say I haven't used as much, miniature ones. They're like tiny. I tend to lose these a lot easier, but I bought these for my little ponytails. It does work, but the only thing is they're quite like bulky. I find it does look a little bit weird, but if you're doing tiny ponytails, these could be an option, or even these are perfect for like the end of plaits. I do also sometimes just use clips, so sometimes I don't use like any hairbands, I just clip my hair up. And then my favourite go-to things are scrunchies. I've got a few to like show you here. So I did make a video, I think it was a year or so, maybe 2 years ago. I make my own scrunchies, so I just find kind of bits of Halloween fabric that I don't need anymore, put some elastic in it and sew it up and make various different scrunchies with different, most of these have bats on them, hashtag year of the bat. And like these are different things. I think this was a tea towel from TK Maxx. This was some fabric I got in a Halloween swap box, and then this was actually a scarf that I got from one of you girls in the post. I have a feeling it was from Kristen, but I may be wrong. So I was like looking at my Halloween cards and trying to remember which one it came with. Also other examples, I have this sequin one which I got from Matalan. This one my hair does get a little bit caught on, but really not as much as you'd think. So this one I like wore, for example, when I went to the O2 for a concert recently. Like obviously this is nice and shimmery. And then my recent discovery is mini ones. So I got my, here it is. This is actually a scrunchie from from the 90s. This was my scrunchie when I was at school. My favourite scrunchie, which my mum kept for me, and I'm so glad she did. A black velvet scrunchie, so this is your usual scrunchie, and you can see this one's quite a lot smaller. This one is just like my go-to scrunchie. This one again is perfect for maybe if you had shorter hair, or for like little ponytails on the side, or I guess plaits if you want something a bit smaller at the bottom of your plait. So yeah, I find scrunchies hold my hair perfectly, and you can like take them in and out and jiggle them about and they're absolutely fine. So yeah, that is it on the scrunchies. And then finally, hairbands. I just thought I'd mention, since I have a fringe, my fringe always is annoying when I'm doing makeup, so I bought one of these hairbands. You can buy them anywhere. I saw them in Primark the other day, but I got this one from Matalan, and it's perfect for just doing that and getting my fringe out of the way. So yeah, tis that. And that, I think, looking over my sea of stuff that was on my bed, is pretty much all of the hair care stuff that I use. So yeah, breakdown. Don't wash your hair too much, let your natural oils live. I use scrunchies and things that don't pull on my hair. I don't take any like vitamins or do anything like that in order to grow my hair long. I just trim it each month just to get rid of any deadness at the end. Did I say washing my hair in cold water? I don't know. Use a little bit of oil, not necessary though. I've only just kind of done that the last year or so. I do use some like a permanent and a semi-permanent dye. I know it's not the best for my hair, but my hair seems happy. And these Nikki Clark straighteners. So that's pretty much it. So I hope that this was okay. Let me know if you like this style of video. It's really weird just to like sit and talk, but I have no problem in sitting and talking. But do let me know if you would rather see like my usual edited videos, which have more things going on and pictures popping up and stuff, or if you just like a more relaxed one like so. But yeah, that is basically my hair care routine. Obviously everyone's hair is different and a lot of it is down to genetics, but this is kind of the condition of my hair. I'd say my hair is in pretty good condition, if I do say so myself. and ironically I actually don't do much to look after it. I just wash it, which everyone does. I dye it, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. I brush it, which is good. And other than that, that's kind of, and straightening it, I guess. I think is all pretty standard. But yeah, that's my tips and my tricks. And I guess I just say now, since loads of people have asked me about my skincare routine, I have none. Actually, I lied to you. I recently bought this light moisturiser with UVB in it, which I put on at night, which in fact I'm going to put on now because I'm going to go to bed after filming this. Other than washing my face in the shower and drying it when I get out, I use a little bit of moisturiser, which I've only just started doing and only do on days I remember. And other than that, nada. Let me just rub this all in. I feel like I put a bit too much on. No harm putting some on your arms, eh? So yeah, I'm now all ready for bed. I need to do my teeth. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any other requests for like general sit down, relaxy type videos like this. If you want to chat and eat chocolate. So, as I said, I'll link stuff below for you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a very happy Halloween. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If it's sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you next time. Bye!